You have a great idea for a script. I know you do. It's been sitting inside of you, bubbling up, just like waiting to come out. But the problem is you're not actually writing, right? Writers write. Like that's the thing. If you want to be a writer, you actually need to write. But life keeps getting in the way. A really big to-do list, you have obligations. Things keep happening that are preventing you from actually sitting down and writing. So I'm here today to tell you how to change that. It's actually pretty simple. There's only 3 things that you need to do. They're 3 very, very doable things. And after this video, you're going to understand all of the next steps to take your idea from your head and actually put it on the page. The first thing that we're going to talk about is setting goals. Now you have a really big goal right now. Your big goal is to write the script. However, you need to break that down into more manageable goals that you will actually do and get really specific with them. The more specific you get, the more likely you are actually going to achieve that goal. Let's say that you want to start writing an hour every single week to put towards that script. If you just say, I'm gonna write an hour every week, you probably won't do it. Or you might do it the first week, maybe even the second week, but you're not gonna do it the third week. It's not gonna keep coming. In order to make this thing a routine, we need to get really specific. Let's start with when. When are you going to write? What hour of the week are you going to spend writing? Is it the hour after work on Tuesday? Maybe Tuesdays are generally light for you. Maybe you're more of a weekend person. You're gonna spend an hour on Saturday. Amazing. But what time? Where are you going to write? Are you going to write in your apartment? Do you have an office that you can go to? The library, coffee shop's your vibe, whatever is your good writing environment, pick that place. Also, pick what you're going to work on. Get very, very specific. If you haven't got an outline yet, maybe that's where you're starting. I'm going to work on the outline of my script. I'm going to work on the specific character. Or maybe you're ready to start doing scenes and you're gonna work on 1 to 2 scenes. The more specific you get, the more likely you're actually going to take action and it's gonna start becoming a routine. Plus, if you have the time and date and place picked out, you can stick it in your calendar, block off that time, and nobody else can have that time. That time is for you and your writing. Step 2 is taking action. It's great to think about things. It's great to let the ideas mull over in your brain and imagine the world of possibility and like what this script will do for you. But once you start thinking about that too much, it can get really overwhelming and it can prevent you from actually taking a step forward. Self-sabotage is a hell of a drug and we keep taking it and we keep allowing ourselves to not move forward with our goals. Maybe you're not taking action because you're having doubts of whether or not your idea is good enough. Or you're putting so much pressure on that first draft to be absolutely perfect and change your entire life that you're too scared to write that first word. It happens to the best of us. It's happened to me and it happens to every writer that I know, but I'm giving you permission right now to go and make a messy draft. They call it a vomit draft for a reason, because all you're trying to do is get your words on the page. You can edit it later, but you have to have something there in order to edit it, right? You can't edit a blank page. So get the words down, and I'm releasing you of all of the worry of thinking that it has to be perfect, that you have to be enough, that it has to be groundbreaking, that it has to be such a life-changing script to even exist, because it doesn't. And honestly, your first draft is gonna suck. Your first draft is not going to be something that goes into production. It's going to go through a lot of iterations, take a lot of edits before it finally gets to the point of production worthy. And that's fine. That is the journey and part of the process. Moving us into step 3. I would think the most important and often overlooked step in the entire process, and that is accountability. Self-accountability and also peer accountability. These are really, really important because like once you make the goal and you set a clear path to it, you're gonna need people in your corner holding you accountable, checking in on you, making sure that you actually took those steps, following up with like, why didn't you take those steps, and working on a new game plan to adjust so that you will actually write the script. So if Tuesday at 2 o'clock is not working for you, maybe you need to adjust, you need to change, and your accountability group can help you recognize that and make the adjustments necessary. There's a lot of ways to find accountability groups. You can check on Facebook, there's lots of groups, go to networking events, find other writers who are interested in being held accountable and also holding you accountable, and make genuine connections, because these are people who you're going to share your work with. You're going to share your ups and downs with, and you're going to really want to make sure that they are in your corner. I created these 3 steps after I quit my corporate job to be a screenwriter and then spent 2 years not writing. Sure, I'd write here and there, but I definitely wasn't writing enough to build a portfolio. I wasn't writing enough to make change. But since implementing these changes and putting these 3 steps into practice, I now have several scripts in production in Chicago, and I have a portfolio that I can send out to managers to finally get that representation. If you're looking for an accountability group or you want to know more about these 3 steps, I have a challenge that is perfect for you. Okay? So the idea is to actually get writing, take steps to write, put out that vomit draft, and be held accountable. Just visit scriptslay.com, follow the link down in my description. You're going to get all of the details, and you too can join an accountability group to actually get your script going. That's the goal, because writers write, and if you're not writing, you're just dreaming. And dreaming is fun, but it won't change your life. You need to take action. Now remember, your story matters. Let's write it together.